project, my new record, is about this time that I spent in Lagos, Nigeria.
My skin is black.
Of the music that I would listen to while I was there, really the only two artists that seemed to mirror the kind of energy and raw sort of truth-telling and honesty and beauty of the city. The two artists were Fela Kuti, obviously, and Nina Simone. And so I felt like because she really challenged me to try to be as honest with myself as I could be while I was in Nigeria and while I was, just writing this body of work. So I just thought it would be appropriate to pay homage to her and her spirit, the guidance that her music offered me as I moved through this journey and this album.
What do they call me? My name is Good Sinzi.
The song For African Women, it's not entirely hers, but it's obviously inspired by her song For Women, which sort of speaks about the quintessential black female experience here in the US. And so I wanted to sort of speak about not specifically Nigerian women, but like African women and the experiences that we sort of carry, the burdens that we carry, sort of everywhere and anywhere on the continent. So that's really what that song was about. It was just about, giving some sort of tribute to her spirit and the courage that she kind of put in my heart to try to be honest. Influences are as you said, really varied, I suppose. They're always about straddling these two worlds. I'm a first-generation American. My family is originally from East Africa, Uganda, and Rwanda. But I grew up mostly in Illinois, a few years in Zambia, and now I live here in New York City, in Harlem specifically. And so I'm, after this year, this whole project again was about going back to the continent and seeing how that might shift the work, like an inside-out approach as opposed to a very romantic notion of home that we often that I was writing from before, when I was just here in New York and I would think about home and I would visit and come, but I really wanted to know what it would feel like to kind of be on the ground and how that would impact it rhythmically, lyrically, just, across the board. So in terms of the influences, they're so varied. It's not just about, being from the Midwest and being from East Africa and spending this time in Nigeria. I would like to believe that because my background is so layered, my kind of social experience, my cultural heritage is so layered with all of those different places and cultural influences, that I've been sort of put in a position to improvise. I've been put in a position to improvise my identity as a woman in the world, as an African woman in the world, as a New Yorker in Lagos, I'm constantly kind of put in a position of improvising because there is no one specific, narrative that goes with my specific, social and cultural history. That's what jazz really does for me. It allows me, it's the genre that I think, it explicitly asks people to improvise and really privileges the individual voice and the improvised voice in an ensemble. So for me, that sort of is jazz always has sort of been a metaphor for my social life and experience, and cultural experience, because I'm, always kind of placed in that space of improvisation. But then as an African woman, it's something that is, so central to who I am and my upbringing. Even though we were in Illinois, I was very much in an African home. So, and my parents listened to a wide range of things, like from classical Western music to traditional folk stuff, and really encouraged my exploration of music and the arts in general. So I think, I don't know, how do you arrive at this place with all those different influences? I think I'm just, again, trying to be honest with the experiences I've had as a woman, a transnational, first generation African American, like all these different things. So it's just about trying to be honest and hopefully connect with people along the way. super excited because, you know, I went to Nigeria for 1.5 years to Lagos, and then I've been back. I recorded it. I've been back for almost a year now, and you know, I'm super excited about sharing this new body of work. So yeah, it's a really exciting time. I wanted to like have a chance to work some of the music out in my body and the band, and you know, just see how, you know, the different things you need to work out for a live set, you know, in terms of the set list or how what the audience responds to, things like that. So this was really a very special time, and it was really generous of Joe's Pub. They've always been like a home base venue for me here in New York, and been, you know, super supportive throughout my career. So it feels really great. It feels like I went home to come home, you know. So I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to the record coming out and sharing the music with people, and hopefully it's something that I know that I'm very proud of it, so I'm hoping that Nigerians are very proud of my reflection on their home as well. Piece of advice would be always take risks, even when they feel uncomfortable, because the reward is usually hard to see, but always waiting for you.